Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Revise Enterprise. On today's video we're going to be having a look at a couple of questions to do with both fixed costs, variable costs, fixed assets and current assets as well. So what we're going to try and do is help you guys out by getting full marks on all the questions we're going to cover in today's session. We'll read through the question together first of all, understand it, and then we'll have a go at writing some example answers together. So activity 5 says, Cherish wants to offer frozen drinks at the cinema. That is her small business idea. This will have the following costs: a rental of frozen drinks machine, cleaning materials, ingredients, and finally insurance. It says, question A1, can you identify two fixed costs from the list above? Now, of course, in order to answer this question competently, the first thing we need to understand is what a fixed cost is. So a fixed cost is a cost in a business or an enterprise, in this case, that does not change. So you're looking for two aspects of costs for Olympian Cinema here that do not change at all. So insurance costs, although you have to renew every sort of 12 months, they should stay exactly the same every single month as a continuous fixed cost payment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write insurance guaranteed 100% as my fixed cost. Now secondly, from the options we've got left, ingredients and cleaning materials, depending on the supplier, those costs could go up or down. So we can assume that these costs are never going to stay the same. They could be variable and they could go up or down over a 12-month period, of course. So the other obvious choice from our list here is the rental of a frozen drinks machine. So we're going to pay that in installments every single month, and we're going to pay that at a fixed cost. So my second fixed cost is a rental of frozen drinks machine. Now, as part of the second question here, it says identify two variable costs from the list above. Now, of course, we have two other options left, B and C, cleaning materials and ingredients. Your variable costs are costs in an enterprise that can vary or change every single month. So we're going to write cleaning materials as our first variable cost. And our second variable cost, we're going to write down ingredients, because ingredients can change or vary every single month depending on the supplier. So that's how you get 2 marks on fixed costs and 2 marks on variable costs on those questions. We're going to have a very quick look at fixed and current assets. I'm just going to put this in the middle of your screen so you can see it clearly. So this time, a similar sort of question is talking about assets and liabilities. Now, liabilities are generally things that the business or enterprise owes to other people. So if they owe money to somebody, that is a liability. An asset is slightly different. An asset is something that belongs to the business. So it's asking you this time to categorize both fixed and current assets. We'll go through both of them. The options we have here says identify two fixed assets from the list above. We've got creditors, that's people who the business owes money to. Inventory, which is stock. Cinema seats, which of course are fixed in the cinema. And then projection equipment ready for the business as well. Now, fixed assets are normally items that stay within the business for more than a year. So they're generally used for building the business, they can be used for generating revenue, but they stay in the business for more than a year. So we can assume, being a cinema business, the first fixed asset is a cinema seat. That is a fixed asset because it's going to stay within the business for more than a year, but it's also used to generate cash for the business. So that's a good example of a fixed asset from the list above. We can also assume that projection equipment will be kept in the business to help generate revenue again for more than a year. So I'm going to go ahead and write my second fixed asset as projection equipment. Projection equipment, and I have my two fixed assets there. Both of those items there are going to stay within the enterprise for more than a year, and of course they're used to generate cash. Then it says identify one current asset from the list above. Now a current asset is something that remains in the business usually for less than 12 months. So inventory or stock here is a really good example of something that can quickly be converted into cash for the enterprise. Because when we get stock in the business or enterprise, we're expecting to sell that stock within the first 12 months. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to write our current asset as inventory. Now some of these questions, or similar to this, will come up on your exam where you get 1 or 2 marks per question, and they're quite nice when they come up actually. But if you can get full marks on this particular section here, like activity 5, it stands you in good stead for coming out with a very good grade on your final mark for the BTEC Enterprise Component 3 exam. So I hope that video was really helpful for you, and I hope it gave you a little stop into fixed assets, fixed costs, variable costs, and current assets as well. We look forward to seeing you on the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you love Revise Enterprise. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling in the rain.